Reached the final chapter. After all this while, I hope you learned something from this, but I will go through again. Alright? Let me see. Okay, this is the final chapter titled Auditing Computer-Based Information System. This chapter is supposed to be come after the chapter on the internal control and threats. Somehow I misput it. I mislocate the chapter, alright? So I planned the teaching plan already, right? I don't want to change lah. Later it create more confusion, so I stick with the original plan from the teaching plan. Next time I will move this chapter earlier ahead, so that there's some synchronicity. Alright, you can see some story. So so far, right? this is the recap lah, right? Recap so far. Oh, your friend already yawned lah. Your friend already yawned behind you. Very tactical and the big guy. What is your name? I forgot already. Yes, Shami, is it? Shami, yeah. Oh yeah, Shami. Yeah, your birthday, Your birthday, Shami. Yeah. Please, Shami, birthday. Okay, back over here. Alright, back over here. So far we have learned what is AIS. I think until now it should be quite clear to you already what is AIS. It's a system that actually do what? Collect, process, and report, right? Crazy guy, right? Then we learn about the system, right? The ERP system. One of the example of AIS. Should I say example lah? There's a long story lah. If you talk about this system thing, right? Long story short is ERP is an example of an integrated information system. Alright? AIS is actually a subset of the ERP lah. But they can just change the term, Oh, is it alarm? They can interchange one. You read in the textbook, right? You sometimes read integrated information system, enterprise-wide information system. Some book will say SAP. All of them come across your mind, right? But one thing I want to point out is that it's a software, right? For you to perform those objectives of AIS. Okay? For example, the accounting software that you have been using, they claim themselves as an ERP system. ERP system is basically a very big system. What comes to your mind is a very big system that integrates different types of modules. Alright? Modules is basically the functions, the department. But in the system, we call it module. Okay, so let's say we have sales module. It means the sales department. But in the system term, we hear is sales module. So sometimes in the ERP system, you don't buy all the module because your company don't have all the module, don't have all the departments. So maybe you have only a sales and purchase department, and then you don't have warehousing department. So you don't buy the warehousing module. Alright, something like this. Come back to the ERP system, right? The term is very vague, it's like very vague. But the point is that it's a system that integrates different types of information system into one central database. It means you can access information from any part of the organization with the accessibility. Alright? Very basic, right? We still didn't reach any crazy part yet. Then we talk about the business process cycle. Business process, right? Talk about the different business process. Oh yeah, over here. By the way, this is your chapter 1, right? Chapter 1. Then your chapter 2 is on the business process cycle. Okay? This is just so far what we have done. Alright? Again, I'm being an old man here. Repeating again. Then we got chapter 3 and 4. We look at the application of the business process cycle, right? Application. No, like we look at in detail of each activities, right? That is inside the processes, different processes. Business processes is what builds up the activities. No, it's what builds up the business operations. Right? In the business operations, there are different business processes. These different business processes have different activities inside the processes. Okay, and then we have gone through them in chapter 3 and chapter 4. Apparently, right? If you follow my study kit book, right? Or if you follow the teaching plan, right? I go through that sequence. Then this is up to your midterm lah. After that, you kiss goodbye to this one already lah, right? Kiss goodbye to this one already lah. However, you still need to know this knowledge lah. What you really kiss goodbye is your DFD lah, right? Your DFD, remember this one? You can kiss goodbye this one already lah. This one is gone already. Right, this one is gone already. Maybe in your future, right, your junior they will face this one again in the final lah. You know, right? Want to change, depending on the context lah, right? Depending on the situation. I don't like to fix things. Then it will become boring, right? But so far, don't worry. Your final exam, you don't have this one. All right, it's a promise from the teaching plan already. All right, you're not required to draw again. I know some of you draw them in your your midterm, very beautiful. I can see the Chachin. You know what's Chachin? Where's the international student? International students, are you here? You know what's Chachin? Don't know what's Chachin? Chachin is worm. All right, you draw like a worm, like this. Like this. So, Chachin, right? Right. Anyway, don't have to do this in your final. All right. Then we continue, right? We continue to talk about the chapter 5, which is the threats, right? We learn about threats, frauds. This is all related to the processes, right? We want to learn further on to the processes. We talk about the threats, and this is important, right? This is the start line of your final exam, all right? This is the start line of the important part. Then you have the internal control, all right? Very important also. This chapter is very important. This one is 5 and 6, okay? 5 and 6 is internal control, right? Then we got the 7 and 8, which is the application, right? We apply to the business processes, all right? 7 and 8 is where we look into each of the processes, which we'll do it again, all right? Later, after I finish the chapter 9, not chapter 9, this is chapter 11 already lah. Chapter 11, right? Final chapter lah. All right. After I finish the final chapter, which is on the auditing, all right, I will come and revisit this one, 7 and 8. The questions, all right, from the study kit. We'll discuss all of them. All right, we'll discuss all of them this week, following week, and the week after the following week. Okay. Then we learn about the imaging technology, right? How imaging technology, number 9 over here. All right, we learn about how imaging technology improve the processes, change the business system over here. Last time we looked at the system, basic system. Your friend, huh? Are you okay? I heard a very loud huh. Like surprise. So the system over here, you can say improve lah, right? How the ERP can be enhanced, or how the EIS system is being enhanced with the emerging technology. All right. Specifically, I highlight 4, which is the cloud, RPA, AI, and the blockchain. Right? Yeah. Specifically, I highlight 4. Also very important because it's in your final exam. Alright. Anyway, it's clear, right? It's clear. I don't need to point it out anymore. Then last week you look at the big data, right? Big data. Not Big Mama. I think you all don't know what is that show. It's a comedy show lah. It used to be my time. Alright. You know the show. Huh? Did you go and search after I tell you, or you already know before? Oh, you already know before. They are very funny show, right? Big data, and then data analytics, which actually extends the part on top here, right? Then finally, we come to today's chapter, which is the audit-based information system, right? What do you call it again? Auditing computer-based information system, which is the ICE over here. Supposingly, all right. I just want to go back down here. After these two, right? I'm supposed to go into this one, right? It's the extension on that one, on the threats and internal control. Then you got the system, right? What kind of a system, and then the role of auditor to access the computer system. We'll cross-field a bit. This is the part where we cross-field. Maybe the reason why is it in the end because it's cross-field to the auditing subject. Right, cross-field to the auditing subject. In the audit, you also learn this one, but you will learn the audit procedure more detailed. You don't really learn on auditing the system. Right. You learn on the procedure on how to perform audit. For example, from engagement until the reporting. That's audit lah, alright? But over here, we'll look into specifically test of control. Auditing, that's one part before you can do a substantial procedure, alright? You need to do a test of control to ensure that the system is good, alright? It's free from threats. Then you can only do some testing on the data, because if the system itself is sabotaged, right? You understand? If the system got problem, right? Why do you want to still audit this system? No point, right? You understand? Auditor role is to verify, to check, to give assurance, right, on the financial report. So if the system itself is lousy already, you don't need to perform audit already, right? I mean, like, you get what I mean. System lousy means the output is lousy, alright? So that's why this is a very small part where we talk about auditing computer-based information system. Two things over here. One is auditor using the system, and auditor auditing the system. Auditor using the system to perform audit. Auditor perform audit on the system. Auditor use the system to audit. Is a system that assists the auditor to perform the audit. It's like the accounting information system lah. It's like the accounting software that you're using. The system that help you to perform the data entry. So we have the auditor will have the system to help them to perform the audit. And also the second one is the auditor will perform audit on the accounting information system. Two different things, you know. You got what I'm trying to say? One is the auditor. In this chapter, we'll look at two things. One is auditor will have tools or different software for them to use to perform their audits. The second one is the auditor will come and audit or check the accounting information system. Okay, two things are, and we'll focus on the second one. Of course, this is AIS, right? How the auditor come to ensure that the AIS system is good. All right. Then we have the IPO. All right, the IPO thing. Okay. Let's see. All right. So far, so good. Any question? I think there's nothing to